Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the Rove through the upper northeast Adriatic countries bush trip continues. It's leg 2 from Ljubljana to Rijeka, not sure, let's go. Alright programs, we've turned everything on yet again. I kind of like that, although it did start us on the runway, which is cool, rather than where we left yesterday. That probably means I could shut the plane down on the runway instead of looking for a parking spot, we'll see. Anyway, we're going to want 163 for 337. We've got quite a bit of breeze right now. That's hard to stay straight. Let's go, and that'll probably do it. Let's get up in the air in our Xbox Flight Simulator livery. And yeah, Ljubljana Jose Pušnik International Airport. Lift into the air at Ljubljana Jose Pušnik International Airport and set a course to the south-southeast. Follow the A2 motorway, the European route E61, as it traverses the upper Sava River basin and enters the greater Ljubljana basin. Gain a visual on the Sava River on its northwest-southeast trend in this part of Slovenia. The Sava, which originates in the Julian Alps in northern Slovenia, is the longest tributary of the Danube at 615 miles. The river traverses Slovenia, Croatia, and then forms the border of Croatia and Bosnia-Herzegovina before entering Serbia, where it joins the Danube at Serbia's capital, Belgrade. Pass over the Sava and gain a spectacular view of Ljubljana, the capital of and most populous city in Slovenia, with roughly 300,000 inhabitants. Ljubljana is one of Europe's great crossroads cities and has played significant roles in regional history throughout the centuries. It was an important stopover on an ancient trade route connecting the northeast Adriatic with the Danube and Black Sea. It has experienced influence from a number of surrounding cities including Vienna, Prague, Belgrade and Venice. The city's primary landmark is Ljubljana Castle, which was built atop a hill as a medieval fortress and today stands over the downtown area. Alright, there we go, Ljubljana. It's all photogrammetry. It's very cool. I don't see the castle up on the hill. Is that it below us there? That could be it there, I guess. Perhaps. Anyway, we want 234 for 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's reset our clock because that needs to happen. Vrinica, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm sorry I'm murdering all of the town names, but that's it. I don't know how they're pronounced. I'm having to guess. After visually exploring Ljubljana from above, turn onto a southwest heading and gain a visual on the Ljubljana River and the A1 motorway. That must be it below us, which parallels the river. Fly above the southwest extremity of the Ljubljana basin and sight the town of Vrinica. The town lies on the periphery of the Ljubljana Marsh, the source of the Ljubljana River and the largest marsh in Slovenia. Human population around the marsh dates to prehistoric times. It is the location of the discovery of the Ljubljana Marsh wheel, the oldest wooden wheel ever discovered. Archaeologists determined its age to be more than 5,000 years old. What really interesting. Lol. Here we are, Vrinica, arrival at it. You know, it's amazing after coming from the New Guinea bush trip and then the Hawaii bush trip to this one, how much more peoples there are. So much peoples. All of the peoples. We want 193 for 413. Postojna. Postojna? Do you pronounce the J's as Y's? I think you do, but I'm not sure. At Vrinica, turn on a south-southwest heading and fly over the foothills of the northwest extremity of the Adriatic Alps. The Adriatic Alps lie at the western margin of the Balkan Peninsula where it meets the Adriatic Sea. The range stretches 400 miles from the Julian Alps of eastern Italy and northwestern Slovenia to northern Albania. Gain a visual on the Planina Plain, a large meadow that is traversed by the Unica River, an underground river that surfaces near the plain. The Planina Polje formed during the geology of this part of the Adriatic Alps, which is composed of limestone. Water from the Unica River and rainfall dissolves subterranean limestone, forming caverns. The Planina Polje formed with the collapse of a large group of these caverns and is called a karst field. Planina Cave, one of Slovenia's largest caves, is located under the southwestern margin of Planina Polje. The cave is more than 4 miles long and may be connected to other caves in the region with a total cave network length of nearly 20 miles. Sight the town of Postojna in the distance, which lies adjacent to the Pivka River. Fly over the pass just to the northeast of the town, the Postojna Gate. This pass was once part of the Amber Road connecting the northwest Adriatic with interior Baltic communities. The Postojna Gate was so strategically significant that the Romans constructed a number of roads, walls and fortifications throughout the area to keep possible invaders from passing through it. Pass over the town of Postojna, noting the Pivka River on its northern margin. The Pivka River becomes subterranean just outside of the town of Postojna and terminates in Planina Cave, where it merges with the Unica River. I'm not going to say TMI, but maybe TMI. There we go, we've made it. Now we want a 225 for 520. 520? 250? Kozina. The course will correct slightly to the north to follow a southwesterly course and continue to follow the A1 E61. Continue over the Dinaric Alps and the Gulf of Trieste, the northeastern extremity of the Adriatic Sea. What is this saying? Continue over the Dinaric Alps and the Gulf of Trieste, the northeastern extremity of the Adriatic Sea, comes more sharply into view with each mile. So I'm not going over the Gulf of Trieste, it's becoming more sharply into view, thank you. Pass over the Reka River and sight the town of Kozina at the intersection of the A1 motorway and Route 7. Kozina is a town that formed with the construction of the railway in the area. Well, as you can clearly not see, we are just near the town of Kozina. It's over on the right there. We saw it briefly through the clouds. But anyway, this is live weather. We love it. We want 243 for 314. Reset that clock. Reset it. And scroll this down a bit. Copa. Copa, huh? The leading source of copian production in all of Europe. Nah, not really. It's spelled with a K. Adjust course slightly to the north at Kozina and fly along the corridor through which the A1 motorway runs. Remaining to the north of the highway itself, a path just south of Slovenia's border with Italy and the city of Trieste, the most important commercial port in Italy. Pass over the Rizana River near where it empties into the Gulf of Trieste and gain a visual on the city of Koper. Koper lies at the northern end of Slovakia's Adriatic coastline, which is entirely on the Istrian Peninsula, the largest peninsula on the Adriatic. Just 29 miles in length, the Slovenian coast is sometimes called the Slovene Riviera. Koper, with a population of 25,000, is the largest city on the coastline and Slovenia's only commercial port. Koper and the entire Slovene Riviera is known for its beauty and attracts tourists from throughout the world. Alright, I'm just trying to lower the height a little bit. There are some mountains I can see on Google, but they're not very big, and so yeah, because it's raining. It's raining. It's heavy fog, but now we want 257 for 229. We're going to Piran. I'm going to be careful not to hit any mountains here. Continue on a westward heading, following the coastline, past the small town of Isola, once an ancient Roman port, and then reach the coastal city of Piran, which lies on a small peninsula, the Piran Peninsula. Piran, once part of the Roman Empire, retains much of its medieval architectural flair and is one of Slovenia's main tourist destinations, as you can clearly see. Lol. Here it is, the Istrian Peninsula with a god ray, an opening in the clouds. Let's go. We want 176 for 433 now. We're off to Novigrad. Turn onto a southward heading and fly over the Gulf of Piran, shared by Slovenia and Croatia. Pass into Croatia and then continue on course over the western side of the Istrian Peninsula, remaining just landward of the shoreline. The Istrian Peninsula, often called Istria, is shared by 3 countries, Slovenia, Italy and Croatia. Croatia claims nearly 90% of the region. Gain a visual on Mirna Bay and the town of Novigrad, which lies on the north side of the bay. Pass over Novigrad, which, like Piran, boasts architecture and streets little changed in form from medieval times. That was, of course, Novigrad. We now want 163 for 5 minutes and 2 seconds. On our way to Rovinja. I'm going to go Rovinja, not Rovinja. There's a J on the end. Continuing tracking the coastline of Western Istria, flying over numerous small bays, islands and islets. Sight long, narrow Lima Bay in the distance, gain a visual on the city of Rovinja once over Lima Bay. Settled by the Venetians, Rovinja was captured by the Romans and incorporated into their empire. Alright, this is Rovinja. Is that a windmill out in the water there? What's going on there? It's very nice. Lots of very European looking, I guess, because it's, again, very Roman looking. Here we go. We want 143 for 747, but we're in a DA62. Ah, so many numbers and names. We're off to Cape Kamenjak. Kamenjak? Kamenjak. Kamenjak. Follow the coastline southward from Rovinja and pass by Brijuni, 14 islands. Pass by the Brijuni, 14 islands located just off the coast of the Istrian Peninsula. Gain a visual on Pula Bay and the city of Pula. Pula, once a stronghold and port of the Roman Empire, is renowned for its well-preserved Roman buildings. This includes the Pula Arena, the only Roman amphitheatre that has all 4 of its side towers remaining intact. Continue past Pula to Cape Kamenjak, the southernmost point of Istria. Cape Kamenjak is known for its secluded coves, beaches, and turquoise waters. Here we are, apparently Cape Kamenjak. It's not on Google Maps, but there is some names here that are a little bit more Croatian, I guess, but yeah, the actual town below us is Prematura. But now we want 24 degrees for 4 minutes 57. We're off to Zaljev. At Cape Kamenjak, turn to the northeast and follow the coast to Zaljev, a large natural inlet on the southeastern coastline of the Istrian Peninsula. Well, apparently we have arrived, quite early in fact, but nothing on the map that even remotely says Aljevraza, but we will ignore it. We'll just continue. 44 degrees for 4:39. Resetting the clock. We're off to Cress. Just heading slightly to the south and fly out over the Kvarner Bay. Excuse me, I'm talking here. ATC, please, please. Part of the Adriatic Sea that lies between the Croatian coastal mainland and the Istrian Peninsula. Gain a visual on the northern extremity of the island of Cress in the distance. Sir, please, I ask you, please. Croatia is renowned for its multitude of islands off its mainland coast. The archipelago comprises over 1,000 islands and islets, although geographers disagree on the exact number. Cress is the largest. Yes, can you please maintain 6,000 feet, whatever you are, 365? Tied inside with its neighbour to the east, Kirk. It is 40 miles long by 9 miles wide at its widest. Evidence of human presence dates to the Paleolithic. Shush! Alright, I'll wait for him to finish his babbling. The Greeks later inhabited the islands, followed by the Romans, the Venetians and the French. A number of towns dot the island, with tourism being an important economic staple. Right, here we go. 20 degrees for 4:47. And we're off to Rijeka. Hang on, let me try and scroll this so I can read it all. Not gonna happen, apparently. We'll just have to scroll as we go. Rijeka, it's a long one. Just course slightly to the north and fly over the Bay of Rijeka, the northernmost portion of Kvarner Bay. Gain a visual on Rijeka, Croatia's primary seaport and its third most populous city. Rijeka, including its excellent natural deepwater port, has been the focus of regional strategic interest over the centuries. Just gonna have to talk over the top of this nerd. It has also proven critically important in the development of Croatia. The city was contested during the Roman Empire due to attacks originating from the port, and this focus continued throughout the generations into the world wars of the 20th century due to its role in maritime logistical support. Due to it being an excellent port and location at the head of a number of inland routes through the Adriatic Alps, Rijeka was critical to the development of Croatia throughout the years, both internally as well as in terms of relationships with Croatia's neighbours, Slovenia to the northwest, Hungary to the northeast, Serbia to the east, and Bosnia-Herzegovina to the south. Zagreb, the capital of Croatia, and many of the inland regions of Croatia are connected to the world through Rijeka. Croatia, like Slovenia, became independent in the 1990s with the dissolution of Yugoslavia. Rijeka played a role in the 1991-1995 Croatian War of Independence and the nation's subsequent alignment with nations of Western Europe due to its importance in maintaining connectivity between the outside world and locations throughout interior Croatia. The city was named the European Capital of Culture in 2020 alongside the Irish city Galway. Oh, we haven't quite made it to Rijeka, but the purple arrow wants us to turn. It's time to go 138 for 3 minutes. Also called Rijeka, this title. Turn onto a southeast heading and skirt the coastline. Skirt, skirt. Gain a visual on the northern tip of the island of Kirk and Rijeka Airport. Kirk. Although set on an island, the airport is easily accessible from the mainland due to the Kirk Bridge, located adjacent to the airport. Land at Rijeka Airport to bring this portion of the trip to an end. Been a good trip, I reckon. Here we are, the island of Kirk, KRK. Absolutely no vowels in that one. Beautiful little bridge over to the mainland. Gigantic oil barrel things over there. Oh, it's amazing. And somewhere in this fog is the runway, hopefully. Let's get her down, get her landed, get her packed up, get her registered, and move on. What say you? What say you, programs? Nice long runway. My favourite plane. This should be child's play, he said in before. A gust of wind lips me or something. There's a swimming pool below us. Right, okay. Sort of look like warehouses and stuff, but it must be some kind of hotel. Well, the airport. Lovely. Here we go. Let's float her on in. In fact, we're quite floaty. Bit of wind, bit of rain, bit of ATC talking over the top of us. I don't mind it, I don't mind it. I like these new bush trips. I like that it's live weather. Probably turn off the ATC, but I don't know how to. Especially when the ATC talks, it stutters the game sometimes. Which is a nonsense. Here we go. Runway 14. Get her landed. Definitely not going to go find a parking spot. I can't even see where there would be an exit. Oh, stutter. Alright. There we go, we're down. I'll shut it all down for you. Don't worry, we'll do it. We'll get it done. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir, goodbye.